What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel where you get to learn about leadership, communication, and networking. But this is like a special edition, and this is just about what's going on in the so-called manosphere. Okay, the manosphere. Now, the manosphere is like this male environment created to help men become better versions of themselves. And then we have people who are the so-called the leaders of the manosphere because they have either they have more influence, more subscribers, more social media followings. People like Rolo Tomasi, Coach Greg Adams, Steph Cold is also one of them, and we have the Fresh and Fit, and then we have Abba and Preach, so to say. So these are people, quote unquote, in the so-called manosphere. And the manosphere is this environment where, they release content where they help people become better, especially men, largely men. The information shared in the manosphere are also useful to the women. But in this case, we have more men in that setup, and that's why it's referred to as the manosphere. So all along, we have this beef between Fresh and Fit and Abba and Preach. As I got to know Abba and Preach a couple of months ago, like 4 months ago, and I started binge watching their content. And their content, both of them are very, very lively. They know how to bring life to stuff, and they usually do feedbacks and they usually do reaction videos. So I watched a couple of their content, and I think these guys were able to amass over 1 million subscriber within like the space of like a year, something like that. And they're doing really great for themselves. A friend of mine told me, "Have you heard about Fresh and Fit?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." So he told me about Fresh and Fit. So I looked them up, and I realized that they also have a lot of videos, lots of videos online, live streamed, and it runs into hours. So usually I don't usually watch the full. I've never seen like their full live stream session or like their full interview, because when I go on Fresh and Fit, I just see, two guys, whole bunch of ladies. They usually have a lot of ladies. These are like, ladies that physically look really good, they physically appealing. So they have them on the show. So I looked at the show and I was like, okay, well, I mean, they're talking about the manosphere stuff, how a man should conduct himself, how a man should be an alpha, how to become a high value man. And they say all these things. But then they also have like a short clip channel. Now, that's the one I usually watch. Funny thing is, I'm not even subscribed to the short clip channel, but I get notifications. So I watch their videos. So I see them and I think they're cool dudes. And this whole brawl going on, honestly, some part of, I mean, I think a huge part of it is childish. These are men that are supposed to be leaders and intellectuals, and those whom the younger folks are following. Upcoming people like myself, we're supposed to be following these people. Now, you're not supposed to be engaged in this kind of beef between the two of you. But then it happens, mistake happens. That's what happens in life. And that's why that's one of the most essential things that needs to happen so we can learn and then move on. But before moving on, we're gonna ask ourselves, how did this happen in the very first place? Okay, how did this happen in the very first place? So, from what I've gathered, I'll show you what happened because I have videos to share with you guys. Let me share the screen with you guys, or before that. So, from what I gathered, Fresh and Fit reached out to Aban Preach that they wanted to have them on their show. Aban Preach responded and said, "Yes, we will come on your show." So after Aban Preach got on the show, there was a specific video where Abba asked Fresh and Fit, and I think specifically Myron on Fresh and Fit, because Fresh and Fit is a group of two people. One of them is called Fresh. He calls himself the Fresh CEO, and then the second co-host is Myron Gaines, I believe, and he calls himself Fit, Myron Fit, something like that. So Abba asked him, you think we are blue pill? Why do you think we are blue pill? And Maro couldn't give him like a specific answer because it was stuttering. That video came out. And after a while, this was like a couple of months ago, by the way, there was an argument that came up, and the argument was about should men pay for box, which is should men pay women to have, to lay with them and things like that. And Fresh and Fit was like, because yeah, that my friend that introduced me to Fresh and Fit was always saying something about game. You need to have game. And Fresh and Fit, their response was like, no, they would never pay that. They would never pay for box. And that a man that has game should never pay for box. And then Abba and Preach argument was that no, there are some men that don't want to spend so much time talking to women. They just want to pay them and just do what they have to do and then leave. So the argument came in, and during this conversation, I think it was live stream, and the comment section kept typing in cap, like they were saying this guy was cap. And there was a question that Abba asked him. The question was, how many women have you slept with? He said over 50. He said, out of all those 50, do you think they all respect you? And then Fresh CEO and said, yes. And everyone was like, no, that's a lie. Now, I understand things like this happen. This might be due to pressure. This might be due to you can't handle some things. I've watched a couple of the Fresh video, and you could tell that he's developing himself into becoming who he believes he can be. And he's trying so hard to live like that person, but he's not that person yet. He's still in the making. He's growing. Even though he looks successful, you could tell that he's growing to become somebody deep from inside, deep from within. When you're in that space, there are some questions that you just can't respond while you're on your feet. You have to take some moment and think about it. So Abba asked him, and he responded. He said all the women he has ever slept with would respect him. And they were like, no. So they called him out on that. Like, that's cap. And it wasn't just Abba and Preach. Even the comment section kept commenting cap. So this thing kept going back and forth until this lady came out, Anna. So we have 3 people involved here. We have the Fresh and Fit, we have Abba and Preach, and then this lady, Anna. And let's go through a couple of videos. Then we'll come back to this lady, okay? We'll see what happened. This was like a video they did.
And they discuss a bunch of topics. Pretty much today's topic. I was on the Fresh and Fit podcast, this after-hour show, where they invite a bunch of women and they discuss a bunch of topics. Pretty much every girl wanted a rich man on this thing. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
I want to ask a question. Just show of hands, who here, because I feel like this conversation is going to interesting places, but I don't think it's necessary. Who here dislikes extreme arrogance? You have to raise your hand. Everyone raised their hand. Okay. So I'm going to ask another question.
Now, that was very technical. Who here doesn't like extreme arrogance? Everyone's hand was up. Now listen to this.
Why is it that all you ladies who dislike arrogance and like humbleness want a life that is so extra and lavish? You want 6-figure man, you want a high-value man doing all this stuff. Why is it that everyone pretends like they hate arrogance, but then their standards are? Like, if we're being very honest, there's about, 10 of you here? Maybe 2 or 3 of you at best will get with a guy who makes 6 figures or more, because it's such a small percentage. By the numbers, it's probably impossible for all of you to get that. You see those 2 girls go, it's me.
Just because of that, it's not.
They just went right over their head. Everyone, and that's the point. Everyone thinks they're the exception.
Yep, absolutely.
So there is a bit of like an arrogance to that, where it's like, if you love humbleness so much, why don't you live a humble life? What's wrong with getting with a regular dude who's got a 401k, he makes $40K a year, maybe he's home at the end of the day, he takes care of the bills, you guys got a nice little house in the suburbs. Why is that not enough? I don't understand why there's all this talk about like, would I let my high value man cheat? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, most of y'all not gonna get one. And that's not me trying to be mean. It's like there's such a small percentage. You think I'm gonna get a 9 out of 10? Like, I mean, potentially it's possible, but it's not likely for most men out there. So if most men were sitting around a table, I want a 9 out of 10. I'm like, nigga, you are not gonna get one. go for a 6 or a 5 because it's probably more likely for you. So I think it's interesting that we constantly talk about high value men. It's not going to happen. So what's wrong with just regular dudes for most people? That's what I don't understand.
There is actually nothing wrong with regular dudes. And actually, when you say arrogance, I think that's a personality trait. So a person that is arrogant is always talking about what they have. And, you could have a lot and still be humble.
Exactly.
Does not.
Yeah, cap. But the point of this is to show you guys how this all started. Okay, this specific video was this was released on the 2nd of May. 2nd of May of this year, 2021. So you could see this. This was like what happened here. They were like talking.
I mean that you are arrogant.
So on this specific video, they everything they say here was in favor of Fresh and Fit, okay? In favor of Fresh and Fit, because there wasn't a brawl between them. So now they're still like, okay, why do all this work? Because that's what Myron and Fit, this is what they usually talk about in their videos, like high value, women want high value men, and they won't all get high value men. So that's like the nitty gritty of their message. All right, let's go to the next video, the very next video, and we get to see how this all exposed. Okay, right here.
Today's topic, me and Preach were both on this. So there's a discussion surrounding working women, those who work in the bedroom professionally. And they were saying,
so this was where the argument began, okay? This was like months ago. Let's say, so this video was released August 14th. So this was a month, this was like months, 2 months after they went on the show, okay? And now they're doing this video.
Why they didn't want it to be legalized. And so they asked me and Preacher's thoughts. And this is what happened.
Picture this though, right? We're dealing with these girls behind the scenes in person, right? How they look at these guys that are paying is different from what they're telling you in person, because they look at you as, okay, he's paying a need that I have, but I don't respect him. And for me, I don't want a bitch's pussy. I want her soul.
That's the first CEO. He doesn't want the pussy, he wants the soul.
You ain't getting nobody's soul. The f you think you are, Ghostbusters?
This man said her soul. Look at your face right now. You're looking at the camera like, what is he talking about? I don't know where the whole souls comment came
Sounds
from.
like this. You want a soul?
That's corny. That's super corny. But anyways, I want that respect.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying,
Same,
bro.
same,
Like, I don't be the guy behind the scenes where she's, oh, baby, I love you, whatever. And then she's showing me, oh, look at all these thirsty guys in my DMs want to pay me for sex. Like, I don't be the guy behind the scenes. I'm not the guy that actually paying for it. And you talk about the respect. Let me ask you something. All the girls you smashed.
Yeah.
If I talk to every one of them, you think they all respect you or are going to say good things about you?
Yes.
All of them?
All of them.
You know, okay. You know what's the best part? The live stream chat during that period, they were going crazy.
I know.
Yeah, they were just going, Cap, that's a lie. I'm sorry, okay? I don't care who it is. I don't care what. If you're out there and you've been with enough people, eventually you're going to have people talking shit about you behind your back. Oh, it's dangerous. Even if it's not true, it doesn't matter.
These guys took this medium to roast Fresh and Fit. They're just using this opportunity to roast them to the core, okay?
You think all your exes are saying wonderful things about you? You think everybody you went on a date with is saying wonderful things about you? No, bruh. You guys run a podcast. Where
All right, just want to put this out there. There's a way this guy, okay, the guy on the left is Preach, and the guy on the right is Abba. And there's a way Abba always says brother. It's like, bro, like, bro. It's always funny to me, though. But let's keep going.
you're talking about ladies all the time, controversial opinions. There's no way the women that you've been with, all of them have positive opinions about you.
Impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible. And this whole idea that having game makes you a better man, that's also not true. In some instances, it does great things for you, helps you develop confidence and some good things, fantastic. But it also turns a lot of people into shitty people. It does. That's why there's a lot of shitty ass pickup artists who are terrible human beings. This whole idea of living your best life, no, listen, gluttony, whether it's money or sex, it's not a good thing for a person.
Here's something about me right now. I'm a little bit different because when I meet a chick, right, she would never know that I'm RP aware. Because I move so chill and so cool that, like, when she leaves my presence, she's like, yo, damn, what is it? Because real talk, I'll fuck a bitch. Take her to eat some dinner. Her belly's full. She's feeling good. Yo, babe, text me when you get home. She's like, damn, that was an amazing time.
Did you pay for dinner?
Beta! 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 And you know,
These dudes are crazy.
Like, you know, things like whether they're paying with money or you're paying with your time, everyone's paying for sex.
Yeah.
Everyone pays for it. You pay with your time and attention. That 2-3 hours that you put into that date, most people put about 5 hours minimum, especially if you're sleeping too. Minimum,
Yeah.
right? That's time you could have put into work, putting out 1 or 2 podcasts. You're paying. Everyone pays. We all pay. But see, that experience with me was priceless. So she tried to move.
You know, it's funny. I like to hear your thoughts and your opinions as well. What do you think about paying for bucks? Are you guys in support of it or against it? Because I laid down the argument. Fresh and Fit thinks they would never pay for bucks, and Alban Preach here thinks there's nothing wrong with paying for bucks. So what do you guys think?
I'm not drunk. Preach.
You're gonna tell me in my face. You're gonna tell me in my face that you just felt I don't want her pussy. I want her soul broadcasted on internet, and you gonna tell me that all these girls gonna have respect for it?
You know, some of them watch this. You left, nigga. You left
Because he.
No, c'est n'importe quoi. Listen, there's a lot of reasons.
What else you want me to do? The motherfucker was saying nonsense. No, because me, I'm special. I move so smooth. Yo, believe what you're saying. But
Go talk to all these ladies. Some of them will not return your messages. Some of them will not want to talk to you.
some of them blocked you.
And so we came up with a couple of reasons. Some of the bigger ones were.
And it's the truth, you know, even if you're a player, you can't get every girl that you talk to. Every single girl you talk to wouldn't say yes to you. So it's part of it. It's part of you having game, you being able to take that rejection and just use it to propel yourself next time. Now, a lot of guys think when they get to know it's the end of the world. No, it's not. And this is what happens when your ego is growing. You think, oh, no one should say no to you. And I've seen a lot of guys like that who think some women should never say no to them. I think it's wrong. I think you should be able to handle it. You should be able to handle the rejection and move on. And remember what they always say, that success is the best revenge. Go out there and out succeed a lot of people. You know, almost everyone that shitted on you, out succeed all of them, and they will see and they will regret that fact. But it's impossible for you to get yes from everyone. It's just impossible. And this is why Abba and Preach are calling you guys out, you know, Fresh and Fit, because of the fact that you guys are saying things that you don't even seem to believe, or you're saying things that you don't even seem to believe in by yourself. And this is why they're calling you. Now, for me, they made this response video like months after this main thing happened. And a lot of people think it's a way of sneak dissing them. Okay, it's a way of sneak dissing Fresh and Fit because they probably have forgotten about it, and you guys just are like, you know, you're beating a dead body. You're bringing something back that's already in the past, and this is where I believe it became hurtful, and Fresh and Fit became emotional. You know, responded emotionally to Abba and Preach. But let's keep going.
Was the girl's not going to respect you on the same level. You're not going to get that genuine desire bedroom fun. You're going to get that transactional fun, which for some guys, that's good enough. Number two, she ain't going to respect you.
Nigga, people go on your show and disrespect you for free. And you kick them out. Isn't that true?
That's true.
So it's like this whole idea you're going to get respect from these ladies if you don't. That's not true at all.
That's not how it works.
That's not true at all. But anyways.
And then number three, what I've experienced with a lot of guys, since we've coached like hundreds, if not thousands of men at this point, is a lot of guys that do this all the time and pay for it. What happens is they start to have a very negative, do this all the time and pay for it.
Just look at Abba's face in this. No, look at his face. Just look at the face, like, like you're capping right now. And look at Preacher's face also. Like they don't believe none of the things they're both saying, which is understandable.
What happens is they start to have a very negative feeling towards women. They have a deep resentment towards them because they kind of see the dark side of female nature with that, where they can no longer look at women with the same objective lens. They start to resent them and hate them because they're like, I have to pay this girl my hard-earned money to get any type of attention from her, and they don't really experience the benefits that come from dealing with women, and it gets them very jaded.
Okay, all right. So you said a lot like that. What are your thoughts on the first 3 points?
No, guys are gonna feel a lot of resentment. Actually, most of the clients that these women have don't resent them. They know that it's on a regular, like it's on a transactional basis, and that's why they're there. Most clients that go see them girls know that, and that's the.
Okay, so he's talking about the box, when you're paying for box, that the women usually don't resent men and they know that it's business. This is an area where I don't really have so much experience on, but what it's saying, if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, it makes sense. But I don't feel like he's going deep. I feel like he wasn't super paying attention before, saying this response. So it's not really, this response doesn't really contain the full substance it's supposed to have. But let's keep going.
And that's it. Yes, there's gonna be a couple of weirdos, but it's just like any customer service kind of job. You're gonna see weirdos anywhere. And there's gonna be people that don't respect you because you do customer service. You think you work at the McDonald's, all your clients are gonna be pristine? Work the midnight shift and tell me about that. The people that go there, they don't like you, they don't respect you, and for what? Minimum wage.
There's a lot of women who are dating dudes who don't respect things
Okay, this is just ridiculous.
or don't like them. There's a lot of women who are just out there in the dating world getting disrespected and shat on.
Exactly.
So why are we talking about this like it's any worse or better?
Exactly.
You want to talk about resentment towards ladies? The red pill community's got enough of that, and a lot of these dudes are not paying for it. There's plenty of reasons why people might resent the other gender. Paying for it, I don't think, is one of the reasons.
Exactly.
The first thing he says, you won't get her best. You'll get transactional rather than genuine desire, or whatever it is.
There's some people that are very professional at what they do. They give you that experience because that's what they do. And it comes to wordplay. The way he's talking is very unidimensional and very.
It's not reflective of that world.
No, it's not reflective of that world. He's just seeing it from outside. And he's seeing it from probably someone that has resentment from those people that don't even know, that don't even look to find out. But whatever, that's just speculation, so I'm not going to go on that. But it seems like that, but I'm not.
All right, hold on to that. That's just speculation, which is exactly what I was about to say, but he said it himself.
And I'm not really so much going to spend some time on that because that's how he thinks, that's how he thinks. At the end of the day, he knows. But it's very unidirectional. That's not what the reality is and how it reflects it.
At the end of the day, when you pay someone for a job, they come to do it. They're doing it for free, or they do it out of passion. They don't always do a good job. As an artist, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
Ask an artist to do something out of love, then ask an artist to do something because they're getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
The approach is completely different.
Deep down, a man wants to be desired by women. And this is why people pay for OnlyFans, because they want the one-on-one with a girl, they want that genuine desire.
That's not true. Even for me, I don't care for girl desires. Sometimes I don't care. If I'm trying to date her seriously, sure. Sometimes I'm acting on a girl, it's fun to her to be. But there's sometimes where I'm just like, bruh, you know what? This is a friends with benefits situation. I enjoy sleeping with you, you enjoy sleeping with me. We don't have that much desire for each other, but it's convenient. That's some situations. And for some people, that's perfect. So this whole idea of like you always need desire, that's not true at all.
So preach, right? I get what you're saying. I actually know a lot of guys that pay for it, right? And they're very successful, very wealthy. But the problem is that like they no longer see women as a challenge. It's kind of like not that they can get it by just paying, because to them, $100 nothing, $20 nothing. It's like a dollar to them. Good. Now it's kind of like, okay, now that I'm at this level, like women to me are like, how to put this? It's like a piece of candy. I can just go in the store and buy it.
You know the irony of this is that Myron has an analogy about the candy store. He has this whole analogy about like, you know, the reason why men don't want to settle is because our whole lives we couldn't get into the candy store while we watched the ladies go in. And now that I made my money, I'm going to the candy store, but you only tell me to leave with one candy. He's like, no, I wanted to try all the candies. So it's interesting that he's talking about like how these rich men view these women as candy. Meanwhile, his partner got a real analogy about viewing them as candy. This is an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now, with that being said, their game, they have no game, because now it's kind of like, okay, you know what? Today I'm lazy. I just finished my business meeting. I'll call the chick over to smash. And just the mentality is very lazy, bro.
What's wrong if dudes don't have game? What's wrong if they just want to pay for it, smash, and be like, whatever? What's the issue with that? I think it's good that a lot of dudes do have game. but not everybody can have game. So what's wrong with some dudes just being like, man, just throw the pussy at me and get the fuck out? I'll say this, right? So this is something that is gonna come down to the person's nature and what they really want out of life.
Yes.
And not every guy needs game. You're right. However, for you to live your best life while you're here, you do want a burning desire. Now, get this. Most guys don't understand, for example, okay, if I pay for it, right, I'll get what I want. But if they did pay for it, they get much more because, once again,
I suspect these guys are paying $100 for hookers. They're getting cheap ones. Maybe that's what's happening, right? It's like a streetwalker. If you pay high money, these girls come correct. So what he's saying about you're going to get more out of like some sexual, it's not true at all.
You know, it's funny because this is exactly what Kevin Samuel spoke about in his videos a couple of days ago. That it's okay for men to pay for these things, as long as you guys have a mutual understanding and you know what's happening. She knows what's happening. No STI, nothing. Everything is like properly negotiated. Now, this is the next video where they started exposing them and they started calling them fresh and fraud because of the brawl, the disagreement going on between the two of them.
The guys from Fresh Kid are really upset.
We are better than you niggas, period.
People want to know our thoughts. I'm gonna keep it really brief, right? Today's topic, all right? Seems like the guys from Fresh Kid are really upset.
We are better than you niggas, period.
People want to know our thoughts.
All right.
Today's topic, all right? Seems like the guys from Fresh Kid are really upset.
Now, this is Myron Gaines from Fashion Fit.
Are better than you niggas, period.
People want to know our thoughts. I'm gonna keep it really brief, right? I don't have much thoughts on their platform. Are they doing some good things for some people? I'm sure. I have no doubt. I'm not even denigrating them. We just came at them for their ideas in regards to paying for box and all this stuff. Thought it was full of shit. I'm like, yo, relax, niggas. Don't pay for box. Even more, what I find really distasteful is you come to find out that Myron Gaines himself, right, the so-called pickup artist, the master, has his own seeking arrangements account, his own profile. All right, this is on the web. You can find it. This man's out here talking about don't pay for box, don't pay for box. It's on a website for sugar daddies and sugar babies. Okay, all right. You want to be a giant hypocrite? Do your thing. Okay. Then you come to find out this man's talking about. Listen, if you we want burning desire from ladies. Ain't that what they say? Right? You want to get their best, so you got to earn it. Come to find out, this man's telling girls in the DMs that if they want to come on the platform, they have to fuck him. If they don't, he gets upset about it and he gets all pissy. Oh, you fucked all my other boys. You won't fuck me, then you can't get on the platform. So wait, you want to bang a girl who just wants to come on the platform for clout? And you think that's burning desire? And again, guys,
Bro,
I don't even care that she goes about that way to bang girls. Do whatever you want. You earned your platform. Go ahead. Needs the hypocrisy of these ideas. You preach to these men that they have to always seek this thing, that this is the way to live, that this is the best way, but you don't even walk the talk. That's what I find distasteful. It's like a Derrick Jackson talking about be faithful to your wife, don't pay for box. Come to find out this man's cheating on everyone. How are you any different? Can you tell me? Now everyone's gonna get, well, you know, we're attacking people in the manosphere. I don't care about the manosphere. I don't care about none of this. Move with integrity in life. That's it. I'm not here about some scene. Oh, you can't go on this podcast. I don't care. At the end of the day, the truth remains the truth. When I came into the game, when I was listening to Patrice, we didn't call it red pill. We just called it the truth. These niggas is fronting on some points. That doesn't mean they're not helpful to you. Maybe if you're one of their fans, right? Maybe they help you with finances. I think it's maybe even they helped you with things. I don't know. But all we talked about were these ideas and how they were hypocritical.
Here's the thing.
You guys been blowing us up, man.
Yeah, you guys were blowing us up with DMs and everything. Apparently, Alvin Preach decided to make a video talking smack out of nowhere, out of left, and about capping and paying for box. And I was like, didn't we talk about this several months ago? Like, why are you guys bringing this up like now? Like, what the hell?
that was what happened months
The
ago.
only reason we brought it up later is because we already covered a couple of videos from that podcast and the second one after. And this we did both podcasts on the same day. The first one, and then I came back later on for the second one. I completely forgot about the first one. So I covered the second one. And then months later, somebody sent me a link to it. It's like, hey, what did you think about this conversation? So I rewatched it. I'm like, hey, man, there's a lot of dumb things that were said. Let me cover it. It's not that deep. Okay, this whole idea like there's some giant conspiracy is not that deep. But anyways, if you guys want to know, that was why.
We're trending, man.
Yeah.
We're popping right now.
But then I did, as always, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? And then I thought to myself, why would they bring this up now? Chris, can you show Exhibit A real fast? So let's see here. Let's see. These guys have almost 1 million more subs than us, guys. All right.
So we're the blue line.
We're the blue line. They're the red. They have 1.38, which is 1,380,000 subscribers. Guys, we only have 430,000 subscribers. Okay, we have literally like less than 1/3 of their joint, right? And we got 20 million views, and they got 14.9 million views. Very interesting for you guys to go ahead and make a video insulting us months after the fact. I wonder why. Oh, it's because we're hotter than you guys right now.
All this talk about we make so much money, we're getting all these views, these guys are clout chasing. Bruh, when I came on your podcast, the podcast was far smaller. I didn't care that you guys were a small podcast. I was like, cool. You guys seem to do some interesting content. I'll just jump on. I'm not the type of nigga who looks at people and judges their value or their perception of me based off of how many followers they have or how many views they get. We cover people who are far larger than us and who have way bigger platforms. And we cover people with 100 subscribers. We don't come at people based off of the size of the following they have. We talk about ideas. If you think back about the video, when we said all that stuff about boxing this, it was on the topics. We didn't talk about Fresh's past. We didn't talk about him faking press releases. We didn't talk about you paying for box. We didn't talk about none of that shit. You guys are getting so hyper emotional about this thing. It's funny to me. For so-called alpha males, you guys don't seem to have any control over your temper.
Whoa!
We get more views than you. We've been on less than you. We work harder
That's
than
sneak dissing right there.
Like, yo, if y'all we get more girls than y'all niggas. Like, if y'all really want to do this nigga preaches married, tied to a fucking beluga whale somewhere, and y'all niggas talking shit. And all these niggas are 40 years old. Yo, old ass niggas too, bro. Like, yo, bro. I wasn't gonna do this.
Wait, the hand symbol?
Yo, I was not gonna fucking do this.
The international.
But y'all got me hyped now. Yo,
I think they're having fun here.
Talking, bro. My man Abba looks like he got off a camel, hasn't cut his hair in years. Dusty as fuck. Yo, bro. And this is Sudani roasting on you right now, bro. We Somalian, but yo.
I was like, yo, what anime you came from, bro? No, you're looking bummy as hell, bro. I'm at you, right? I'm not gonna nigga, because obviously I'm saying that's his style. I ain't gonna lie,
we're better than you niggas. We make more money than you niggas. We got a better fucking channel than y'all niggas. We get more views than y'all niggas. The only thing you guys got on us is you guys been on longer. But I guarantee fucking to you, next year, this time, we're gonna lap you motherfuckers. Because you know what? Nobody works harder than us.
Nope.
Period.
We make more money.
And that's the worst part is that I like this.
That was insane. All right, so this whole thing of the two of them arguing and stuff, this is the point where I think they're getting emotional about the whole thing, and it's just crazy. The response is crazy. If you guys have read the 48 Laws of Power, there are ways you could counter this kind of sneak diss without getting emotional, because when you get emotional, people know you, especially if you've been teaching specific things, and now you're getting this kind of emotional on screen. People see through it. And to me, honestly, at the beginning, I was picking up a playful energy. Towards the ending, it was now like something super real and emotional and really intense.
See, I love to see a black man get paid. Get your money. Get your money. If your views are stupid, your views are stupid. But if you're getting paid, get your money. Yeah, that's not what I'm here for.
There's not a single person that could ever say that we've ever feigned jealousy or gotten mad about other people succeeding. We move at our own pace. Yeah, we've been on the platform longer. Congratulations. To me, it's not even that deep. You guys are doing well for yourselves. Good for you. I ain't never been mad at a nigga making money. This is about the idea. So all this talk about clout and all this, you guys have lived in Miami so long and you've been faking your lifestyles for so long that you think everybody is chasing clout, that everybody wants to be with the Instagram pandemic and all these other issues that fucking derank our YouTube channel. It's not about clout. At the end of the day, it's always about integrity. That's it. For us, it's about integrity, whether we win or we lose money.
Y'all dumbass niggas with the same tire back on, same fucking million plaque. We got $200,000 plaques now. And we're gonna get a million plaque. And we're gonna get the other channel another million as well. And Fresh's channel gonna hit 100,000 plaques. We are better than you niggas. Period. Fuck out of here, man.
And we don't pay for bots.
These are the kind of you know what it's like? I love it that these guys call themselves alpha and all this other stuff. It makes me laugh. Because they got such bitch energy, it's crazy. Yeah. It's like when you're talking to a girl about a topic, you guys seen this before. You're talking to your girl about a topic and you guys having a discussion and she's losing the argument. All of a sudden she starts bringing up, your dick is small. What does that have to do with economics? It's like, they do the same thing. I find it so funny that these guys think they're alpha and 1% men and all this other stuff, right? They lack integrity. They get upset at the most random stuff. When I was on the podcast and we kicked out that girl, one of the girls beside was like, yo, you're being emotional. She's like, no, I'm not being emotional. I was like, bro, like, why are you screaming like this? No wonder these girls come on your podcast and don't respect you. You don't command respect. You just yell and get them kicked out. You think that's alpha behavior? The idea that you can't even get respect from these ladies is an indication of the fact that you don't know what you're doing. It's hyper emotional. You're just screaming and getting mad.
That was a lot to take in. Like they just like this Fresh and Fit, like, and this is what Fresh and Fit was supposed to have done at the beginning, instead of reacting emotionally. Like take a moment and just fire back. Okay, take a moment, take your time, fly it out, and then fire back.
I'm laughing at this because it's pathetic. I don't know what's wrong, but every episode I see you just screaming, get mad, screaming at ladies, railroading like women who aren't prepared with all these stats and numbers. That these ladies are like, oh, you want to come on a podcast? I'm like, sure. Turns out that 8% of all men. Well, how does that have a way to have a discussion? Just chill, nigga. It's not that deep. I'm like, yo, real ass niggas don't pay for box. Yo, here's the other thing too. He's gonna say real ass niggas don't pay the box. One's on seeking arrangements. The other one
is lying about having 3 girls at one time. Shut the
the other one,
shut the fuck
you
up.
You know what kills me about Fresh? Like, if you listen to him, you know he has no kids. It's painfully obvious that this man, like, even when you go watch the vlogs that he does, he's like, he has this whole thing, don't lead with money. And like in a bunch of his videos, he's like, hey girl, I'm gonna shower you with gifts. Come on, we're gonna go shop for Lambos and Ferraris. I'm like, bro, if it wasn't for your clout, you wouldn't be out here getting anything. Let's be real. So I find it so funny as I talk about paying for bucks. You want to know why this nigga doesn't want to pay for bucks? This is his experience. He went to Colombia with his niggas, okay? They went to a brothel. He saw a bad woman, and he's like, oh, wow. She's like, come upstairs with me. He didn't know it was a whorehouse because this nigga is so lacking in self-awareness. You know, he thinks everyone respects him. It's fucking goober, okay? He gets in, and she's like, $20. He's like, you want me to pay? Nigga, you don't know a whorehouse when you walk into one? Where were you raised? You're not... I don't know how you could be a pickup artist and lack this much self-awareness. So he said, I paid the $20, I banged her, and I felt disgusting afterwards. And that's why I'll never pay for bucks. Bro, if the first time you eat out is McDonald's burger and you say you hate all restaurants after, that's not a problem with restaurants, or that's a problem with you. It's a problem with your choices. Here's the thing, the truth about this whole escorting and paying for bucks. CEOs, NBA players, princes, all of them, they all pay for bucks. They pay for high-end escorts. Why? Discretion, expertise, okay? I don't care how much your girl loves you and all that other stuff. If she hasn't studied sex, if she hasn't done all that shit, if she hasn't taken the time to really learn, she's not as good as other people. This whole idea of like, if she have enthusiasm, nigga, you ever been with a girl that's really into you and she's using her teeth on your blowjobs? She got all the enthusiasm in the world. It's never gonna be a substitute for technique. The only niggas who are this dumb are men who not had a lot of sex or men who never paid for good box. Even Kevin Samuels will come in and say, I'll pay for box. I pay for women to come with me. Because he's a real nigga. Patrice O'Neal pays for box. The highest niggas in the game, they pay for box. Not all the time, but sometimes it's convenient. So you want me to tell you that you working at your middle class job, you know more about what's being alpha and all this than the CEOs, the most famous and rich people in the world? Okay, so yeah, their niggas is beta because they pay for box. But you, right, working at the company as a minimum wage worker for their company, you think you know more about what it means to be alpha. Get him out of here. Just don't pay for box. Say it's not for you. It's not for everyone. It's okay. But paying $100 for a hooker and then saying it's not as good as a random girl I met on the street, probably not. You pay for shit. Sometimes you get shit service. You pay well, you get better service. It's not complicated. These guys talk like they're knowledgeable about this stuff, and the very people they admire pay for box. Go have this conversation with Kevin then. Go have this conversation with real niggas. Go ahead. With the NBA players. The same NBA player that made you bang 3 girls in one night. You know that was so stupid about that story. This guy,
he's not gonna let this go.
He's at a pool party. Okay. He was
random pool party.
He's at a pool party. This NBA player comes up to him. He's like, oh my God. Man, do you know where the coolest parties are? He's like, yeah, here. He's like, can I have your Instagram? Can I have your...
That's crazy. Okay, so the next question is, who is this lady? And this is the lady right here. This was the lady that Fresh and Fit was DMing and asking for sex in order to bring them on their show.
a quick video about the whole fresh and fit situation, just give you guys an update. And also, I never really made a video to explain what happened and share the truth and the facts on my own page. So I want to make this quick. I want to make it clear so you have all the evidence in front of you. And I just want to share what's going on because this is someone who claims to be a male self-improvement podcast, the top, the best, and they have over 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I didn't know until I looked into. And they are creating a culture of hateful, mean, I'm not going to continue commenting, but just they're creating a disgusting culture of men who treat women like crap. And so I'm taking a stand and I'm sharing because I can. So what happened? I will be providing evidence. Let me scooch over so when I edit it can be here. Basically, Myron reached out to me. He is half of Fresh and Fit. I think he's fresh, but I don't think he's fresh. I think his name is Fresh on the podcast. But he reached out to me and wanted to do a podcast or wanted me to collaborate with him for his show. At the time, I don't know what his following is now, but he had like 10,000 followers on Instagram. I have had at that time around like 42,000, 40,000, something like that. And so I didn't respond to the DM, to be honest. Then one of my friends, who I'm gonna leave anonymous right now, just because I haven't discussed with him whether or not I can share his identity, told me, hey, one of my boys reached out to you, wants to film some content with you. He has a really popular channel, so you should do it. So I actually responded to the DM and I was like, hey, you know, what's up? He said, let's do a collab. I was like, okay, cool. I was actually planning a trip to Miami. So I told him, like, this is what I'm going to be in Miami. I wasn't going to pay to come out to be on his show. And I hadn't even looked into his show. I just kind of went off of the friend's recommendation. So Myron and I went back and forth. I'm just going to pull up the text so I don't say anything that's not true. He asked me when the soonest I was going to be out there is. I told him that I was planning on being there Friday. He said he wasn't going to be available then. And then he asked me a relationship question. For some reason, I did not see that mess or that part of the message, or I was busy or whatever. So I said, do you want to make it happen or should I plan for next week? And he said it'd have to be next week. So we're just discussing logistics. I answered his question, said, I'm not dating anyone right now, dated someone a couple months last year, but before that I was single and I love talking on that topic. He said, oh, okay, cool, I'm up for that. I'm not gonna do anything platonic with you, just being honest. And I thought he was reaching out for a collaboration because we're both well-known in the fitness industry. And you know, my Instagram following is larger than his. So at the time, I still didn't know he had a 400, you know, him and his partner have a $400,000 subscriber YouTube page, but I have been approached about collaborations before. And so since I was going to be out there, down to do it. So when he said, I'm not trying to do anything platonic with you, it was completely left field for me because I was only thinking we were going to do some kind of fitness related content collab. And he said, no problem. I collab directly with girls I date, no pressure though. And I was like, so if we aren't dating, you don't want to collab? Because he's never even asked me on a date at this point. So I was like, he said, no, don't mean to be an a-hole, but we have plenty of women in Miami. And I said, well, same, we have plenty of men here in California. So why would I fly to Miami to date someone who I know nothing about? And he said, simple, attractive women are common, high value men are not. I'm not going to comment on that yet. No hard feelings though. I said, you haven't proven to me that you're a high value man. And actually, I know quite a few high value men. I'm not just an attractive woman. I'm an entrepreneur with a 6-figure business and a high profile of assets. I'm nothing but common. I meant to say I'm anything but common. No hard feelings and a smiley face. So then I screenshotted our conversation, blocked out his name, and I posted on my story because I was shocked at this point that someone would use their business, their show, to try to get women, and they think that that would work. And I was also shocked that he said that attractive women are common and high value men are not, when it's just like he dismissed me as an attractive woman, but not a high value man, or not a high value woman. And, you know, I don't know anything about this guy. So for him to tell me that he's this high value man when you're having to use your show to get women, high value men don't have to use their show and clout to get women, for the record. Anyway, so I posted anonymously and I said, high value men don't talk the way that you did. I have 75 people on my story. I posted a poll and I was like, am I tripping or is this crazy? I forget exactly what I said, but I had so many people voting, oh my gosh, like this is insane. And so I said, I have 75 people on my story who voted. I can't believe what you said. The comments are insane. Not one person has your side or thinks your approach is appropriate. You're tripping. And I was using emoji faces laughing. I said, maybe you should have me on your podcast so I can teach you how to talk to women. And I sent the screenshots. Then he said, responded to the screenshots that I sent and said, I'm just being honest and stand by it. I'm not collaborating with you unless we have sex. You have had sex with a bunch of dudes I know and aren't special. You could have just said no and kept it moving, but you're clearly in your feelings going through all that effort with a poll, etc. Go ahead and screenshot the conversation of clout chase. I don't care what 75 Simps said in your story to White Knight. The difference is I say what I want and don't care what you think they do. So at this point, this is where Myron lied and told everyone that I started threatening him.
And she blurted out my name. And then she sent me a DM saying, like, you should probably rethink how you talk to women, blah, 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 trying to shame me and say, like, I can expose you. She's like, I'll expose you. I was like, do it, bitch. Like, go ahead. Like,
I started threatening his business and threatening to expose him.
yeah. And she made threats like, oh, I'm gonna, like, I'll make you look bad. It'll be bad for your business. I said, do it. I'll share. I'll help you. You know what I'm saying?
None of this happened. You can see in the DMs that was just a blatant lie.
I was like, we're gonna smash. She didn't like that. She tried to be like, oh, well, that's your asshole move. Okay, you want me to lie to you and then like try to be on this?
Like I've seen it.
Another blatant lie from Myron. I defended myself, told him I haven't slept with a bunch of guys. I said that he is a terrible representation of his podcast and his business, and that I would be happy to put him on blast. I told him he has an opportunity to influence men and make a positive impact, and the example he's setting is trash. I pity any woman who falls for this stupid scheme to fly out to see you and sleep with you for a week promo on your YouTube channel. And then he said, all you'll do is cement my reputation, blah, blah, blah. You don't like it. That's not my problem. Unfortunately, I am who I am. I don't have to worry about an image. And that's the end of the conversation. But there was like one more response. And I said, unless you were there, you don't know anything about the men that I've been with. Unfortunately for women everywhere, you are who you say you are, and that's pathetic. And then I blocked him. So a couple things. Byron has been lying.
Reputation. That's the game Myron thinks is playing. And this also goes back to Robert Greene's book on 48 Laws of Power, where he said one of the law is to always use reputation, have a good reputation, and guide it with your life. And I think that's what Myron is trying to play here, saying that, oh, you are only cementing my reputation, thinking, oh, I'm very sure he didn't see that this would backfire this way. And the funny thing is, they have lost subscribers because of this action, okay? Because of this message that he sent to this lady and the way they were being, Urban Preach called them out. They are losing followings and subscribers. But let's listen to this lady all the way.
To everyone saying, one, I was threatening to expose him, threatening to ruin his business. Obviously, you can see from the proof that's not true. A lot of his following is under the impression that I was trying to get on his show or asking to be on his show. Again, you can see from the screenshots, that's not the truth. I didn't even know anything about his show, which again, that's a lesson I learned. Don't agree to come on a show unless you actually research the show. I was just going off of a mutual friend's recommendation because that's a pretty good friend. But and he felt terrible about it and apologized once he saw. But the reason why I'm speaking about it now, and I wanted to make a video then and explain what was going on, but I decided to just not give any more attention to it. But I'm making a video about it now because I'm getting harassed and bullied daily by his following and by his people. Myron told the guys on the podcast told everyone to put my Instagram handle in their bio or in their little messenger. I don't know how YouTube videos work like that.
Stuff. And then she blocked me because she was like, oh, okay, this dude, I can't hurt him by trying to embarrass him. Like,
What's her Instagram again? It goes something like
Anna Quinn Fitness.
Oh,
there you go. Y'all want to roast her out there. She wanted to smoke. Okay. Now you got to deal with that. Now you got to get embarrassed, look stupid, and all this other shit.
Someone put her Instagram in the chat.
Can we see her Instagram real quick?
It might have been me.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you want to pull it up?
I would love to see her Instagram. I'll be honest with you. I don't even want to give her that. I thought they were flexing fit.
You know what?
They put my Instagram on their show so that people could go mess with me. And they told the lies about what what they're claiming happened, and that is not the truth. So not only is this guy lying to everyone, but he's claiming to be a male self-improvement expert and the leading show for male self-improvement, but the culture that he is raising is gross and disgusting. These are bullies. I get at least 5 messages a day of people telling me I'm a whore, telling me to go kill myself, people commenting on my pregnancy announcement video, telling me I've been sleeping around, how, just awful comments. And here's the thing. Nobody knows not a lot of people, only the people close to me know the real situation of what's going on with me and the father of this child. But the truth is, I can't talk about it because I've been threatened. My safety has been threatened. I was threatened, and I've been talking to a lawyer, and I'm not able to discuss the details of that. So right now I just have to leave it kind of plain and generic, and I'm fine with that. But me receiving all of this harassment and bullying and all of these comments, it's heavy, and I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to keep receiving it without taking a stand for myself. So that's why I'm making this video, because anyone who's following him needs to know the truth. You need to unsubscribe from his channel. This is not someone who will help a man improve himself. This is someone who will help a man dig himself into a hole, and his culture speaks for itself. Look at the comments I've been receiving. This is what he has bred. This is the tribe that he has created and raised up. And it's disgusting. It's shameful. He should be embarrassed. He should be apologizing that his following and that he has impressed upon these people that this type of behavior is okay. But he's not going to, because he's not man enough. So we have a liar, we have a bully, and that's what he's creating. He's creating ignorant bullies who are coming after someone they don't know without knowing all of the facts and the information. And that's why I'm speaking up and speaking out against it. So hopefully this wasn't too long or too boring. I just had to get all the information out. So hopefully y'all will stop watching their dang show and unsubscribe and share this video, because some people need to know. And also women who agree to be on this show need to know the truth behind what's going on. And also, Myron said that people can't come on the show unless they sleep with him. I can't come on the show unless I sleep with him. He said, I only collaborate with women I'm dating. So is he saying he slept with every woman that's been on the show? Because I'm guessing that's probably not the truth, because I kind of doubt that he would actually be able to get all those women, but I'm not gonna, that's just my speculation. So, okay, that's all. Like this video, share it, subscribe. Peace out. What's up, y'all? My name's Anna.
So you've seen it, and this is Aban Preach commenting, Lel, the dog stew, absolute nonsense right there and there. Anyways, so that's the lady, and Aban Preach got the text, and they are smoking fresh and fit. So basically that's what's going on. And now that we have an idea, there are a couple of other videos that time wouldn't permit me to open. But we all can see what's going on. You see the back and forth, the argument. Some of them sounds childish. It's not even worth it. They're now throwing shade at each other. It's just crazy. It's really crazy. These are people we're supposed to be looking up to, but they just, misbehaving in the so-called manosphere. And Aban Preach they keep making response video. There's a video in which these guys, let me see if I can find it, honestly, where Fresh and Fit actually apologized, but not to Aban Preach. They actually they challenge Fresh and Fit challenged Aban Preach to a boxing fight, which Abba accepted, and now it led to Fresh and Fit buying a gun because he was scared and doesn't even know what's going on.
Was over at Fresh and Fit decided to stop screaming, period, and posted something on their community page as an apology. Fresh and Fit, we apologize to our supporters. From this point forward, we are not going to engage in any beef. We are here to help you guys navigate women, fitness, and finances, not drama. We're going to keep giving you guys the content you
Not
subscribe for. We apologize for deviating, but we're back on track. Men already get attacked enough in the space, and we are not going to contribute to it. Best of luck to Abba and Preach in their future endeavors. See you guys tonight for a Fresh and Fit After Hours. What do you think about the apology?
They apologize to their supporters. He didn't apologize to me or my wife or my country.
Later that same evening.
Real quick, guys, okay? Because I know this is probably on everyone's minds. We already got 6,000 plus live viewers. So thank you so much for coming in.
Only been 4 minutes.
Yeah, seriously, within 4 minutes. So guys, we're going to talk about this real fast. On this podcast, we talk about accountability, okay?
Yeah.
And we are not above taking accountability. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, we made a mistake, okay? It is not cool to insult a man's country and or wife live on air. We should have kept the disagreement on the topic and not the people.
Yep.
Okay? Smart people discuss ideas, stupid people discuss people. And we made a mistake, all right? So with that said, we apologize, okay, for talking about his wife, his country, and making ad hominem attacks on them. They're fellow YouTubers. If we have disagreements, we're gonna have disagreements, but the way we went about it was not right, okay?
Yeah.
So we gotta hold ourselves accountable as well. And from this point forward, we're bearing the hatchet. We wish the best, Dapo and Preach.
Yeah, the best, man.
We're gonna keep making content, giving you guys what you want, and we're gonna stay away from the drama.
That being said, the boxing, you got our number, hit us up on the side. You know where we're at. We're in Miami, so let's do it.
Yeah.
You didn't even do that. You proposed a fight, talk shit. Then when the person accepted, you're like, I'll bring $500,000. I offered you $20,000 to just show up. Win or lose, you were going to get paid. Hand you the check beforehand. And you still cowered up talking about, no, we need to get promoters. No, these guys think everything is about money.
It's not about money.
And I'm going to say this to you guys. I don't play with violence. It's why you've never heard me and Preach come on here and say we would fight some people. Because it's your hero. Oh, Abba, or like Two-Face. What's Two-Face? I went on that podcast and I went right to Myron's face because he was talking crazy on another podcast. You know what I told him? Why were you saying that stuff? He started stuttering. I don't remember calling you blue-pilled, beta. Specifically, you felt like we were kind of blue-pilled, right?
I don't remember. What show was this one?
I remember it very, very well because that episode I was very careful of what I said because it gets you questioned. That episode I was very careful of what I said because it gets you questioned. So I just want to ask you about that. Why do you think I might be blue-pilled?
Well, from what I remember, I'm trying to remember. I would say blue, like. I'm trying to think like which video was.
It was the one.
I'm trying to remember.
I said, I quoted it right to his face. Even the goofy fresh boy. He was like, oh, Abba came with the smoke.
I also find it funny. He came with the smoke.
The idea that I wouldn't come to people and confront them about things they said, are you guys mad? But don't ever come out here talking all this stuff. Just say you're a fanboy and you can't help simp for them.
Well, you guys have an idea of everything that's happening. This led to Fresh and Fit losing tons of subscribers. They have 392 subscribers. 392 subscribers. And they were already on 440,000. So this is a classical example of the quote that says that it takes you years to build reputation, years to build it, but then it takes only 5 minutes to ruin it. That's a classic example. Now, my next question is, can they bounce back from this? I think Fresh and Fit can bounce back if they do one or two things. I think they can really bounce back. One of the things that they could do is, one, stick to their content. No drama, just like they said. The next thing they could do is they should check out or look through or comb both of their lives for any possible skeleton hiding in their cupboard. Okay. Now, the next thing they could do, they will have to do is to come out clean and apologize to everyone, their fans and everyone, and also Abba and Preach. And then also make a video to bury the hatchet with Abba and Preach and also their subscribers. And final thing I think they can do is to earn back their subscribers' trust, because no one is above making mistakes. So they need to come out clean and apologize, which they've done already, and also instigate and also emphasize that no one is above mistake, and what they did was a mistake. So my question to you guys, all right, my question to you guys is, can Fresh and Fit bounce back from this L that they've taken? The second question I have is, do you think Abba and Preach is is right for snake dissing Fresh and Fit months after the video came out, or after they had an interview, a podcast interview with Aban Preach. And also the final question is, what have you learned from this brawl in the so-called Manosphere? What have you learned from it? Do you really think Fresh and Fit, they are like a stand-up false person? Because I believe sometimes when things like this happen, it's even good for Fresh and Fit. So that way subscribers will leave, and those that are left are like your most loyal subscribers. And that's what you want to have. You want to have your most loyal subscribers staying with you regardless of the condition. In the end, I think both parties have areas in which they were right, and they have areas in which they were both wrong. Both Urban Preach and Fresh and Fit were both wrong in some respects. And I think they both should own up to it and stop this childish game between the two of them. And let's think about ways that we could make men in the so-called manosphere start doing better. Until next time, when I'll be coming your way. By the way, I've been on malaria medicine, and that's why my face is kind of really red. Yeah, I'm trying my best to recover from malaria right now. But until next time, when I'll be seeing you guys, remember to always be your best self. Take care, everyone. Bye.